I guess we could say street justice was served in this case. Check this out from Alabama.
A woman has died after she was hit by a truck on US 31 near Atmore just before midnight last night. Atmore police found 24-year-old Hannah Martin with severe injuries. She was transported to the hospital where she later died. The vehicle that hit Martin was driven by Kenneth Harrison. Harrison was assaulted by people in the parking lot and transported to a trauma center. Troopers are investigating Martin's death, and Atmore police are investigating Harrison's assault.
All right. So the guy that hit this young woman was not just some good Samaritan who just made a simple, not simple, but he wasn't some 75-year-old man who didn't know what he was doing and accidentally hit somebody. This guy has a history we'll get into in a second. So this woman, 24 years old, very young, was just going to a sports bar on Saturday night and got hit by this Tahoe as she was crossing the street. Now, I don't know what happened, what caused this, um, why he hit this woman. Was he on his phone? Was he driving recklessly? But this guy's history is not very good. Let's get into the details. So, after he hit her, somebody tried to save her life, and then she was, pronounced dead at the hospital. And a mob of people beat this guy to a pulp after if they were patrons at the bar. So these guys from the bar, I guess they saw what happened, or there was a witness. Somebody was a witness to this, and they attacked this guy when he pulled into the parking lot. I assume maybe he went to check on her, see what happened, but they beat this guy to death. Now this article says that he was transported and was on life support. He was airlifted to a hospital. But I looked into it, and he is now he's been pronounced dead. And I don't know if this is a big loss. This is not some big loss for the world. The reason why I say that is because back in 2011, Harrison was charged with murder in Baldwin County in the death of Sanford Lee Ledbetter. The 54-year-old Alberta man had last been seen in 2005 in Magnolia Springs. In 2006, skeletal remains were found at Eminem Bog Arena near Alberta. It took 4 years before those remains were positively identified as Ledbetter. Now Harrison confessed to beating him to death and pled guilty to manslaughter, and he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He actually served less time because of the time that he served during his trial. So he was out a little bit earlier, you could say. This is him right here, back when he actually committed this heinous act. This is this In this picture, he was 33 years old. It took several years to get the remains and identify this person, and he admitted to beating this guy to death. Now I don't know the backstory to that, but to me, this guy just seemed like a scumbag. That's 2 body counts under his belt, and then in return, these guys at the bar beat him so badly he died himself. So I want to know what you think. Is this just is this karma, as we should say, or was it street justice? Did this guy have it coming? Now, I feel very bad for the young woman and her family because 24 years old is extremely young, and it's crazy because she just probably wants to go maybe meet some friends, have a couple of drinks, play some pool, watch a game. I don't know what she was going there for, but nobody expects to get hit by a car on a Saturday night on their way to have a good time. Yeah, I don't know what caused this accident. Was he on his phone? Was he just driving recklessly? Was he drunk? The article didn't say that, but based on this guy's history, he seems like a scumbag. Now, it would be different if this was an 80-year-old woman driving the car, and then, of course, it's still tragic. But if it was some 80-year-old woman who, I'm sure they would not have beaten her to death over this. Now, is the world a better place without Kenneth Harrison, 45 years old? I don't know. It just seems like he was a scumbag in my opinion. I didn't really, you don't really hear about things like this too often. But did these guys do the right thing? Did they do the right thing by going and beating him to death? Should they have maybe the what's that called when you arrest somebody on the streets? I can't think of it right now. Uh, Citizens arrest. Should they just call the police? I don't know. I would not have done that. Now maybe, look, maybe they saw what happened. Maybe he was driving recklessly and hit this woman, and they felt it was justified in their mind to do what they need to do. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Was it justified? Is it street justice? Um, the man's, I don't know if the man has a family or not, but he killed somebody back in 2005, and then here we go. 18 years later, what he did to somebody else happened to him. So yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.